Hi, Sissi. Nice to meet
Hi.
you. I'm happy to interview you today. You're an award-winning author of the book Wealth Management Isn't Just for the Rich, and also a TEDx speaker on how to not lose the $1 billion you didn't know you had. We know that you're a financial consultant for 8 years already, and that you also hold a variety of like prestigious certificates in the industry, such as like a chartered life underwriter, a registered trust and estate practitioner, a certificate high net worth advisor, and a certificate for a family office advisor. You also advise clients across the whole spectrum of wealth management and specialize in family inheritance and succession planning. I'm happy to welcome you here today. Pleasure to meet you. I really enjoyed your story about like your personal journey and your passion about wealth management. Maybe you can tell us a bit more how you moved into that profession.
So for those of you who haven't watched my TEDx talk yet, so basically what happened with my family is that a lot of people in my family, they have no idea about how to manage their money. So we, over the years, we've lost a lot of money. So when I first started, when I was about to graduate, I would say like my aim was to know how to manage my own money from now on, and also like change as a result, because if we don't even, to me, managing money is the most important thing that we need to do. Like once we start earning, or even before we start earning, we need to know which direction we are going to. So if we were able to manage money, we're also able to manage people, and that happens a lot of time when we have no idea of where we are heading to in life, or in terms of finances, how we're going to spend our money wisely, and make sure that everything that we spend on actually do have a return on our personal ROI or financial ROI, a return on investment. So that is a return that we're looking for in our own personal growth and the financial growth. So with that kind of mindset, we are able to be independent, financially and emotionally. And sometimes when we talk about being independent, is actually you need to start with the financial independence first before we talk about, and with that we are able to be also emotionally independent. And also and with that knowledge, it helps us to deal with our family members, our relationship with people, because we are rational enough to handle money and our emotions, and also as a result our life will become a lot better. So to me, that was the most important thing that I needed to learn myself. And also now that I've learned a lot of things in financial and wealth management, I want to help my client, and also to inculcate this knowledge to a lot of people so that they can also help themselves.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay, you just mentioned about like your clients. So like, who are your current clients, and what are the requirements to get consultation from you?
Um, okay, I have a lot of clients who are business owners. Actually, I mean, family office owners is actually the business owners, and also professionals. And generally, um, we over here in my company, we don't have a minimum amount that they have to put with us to become our client. But at least I think everyone need, when before they come to our consultation, they need to have a idea of where they are heading to in their life, what can they achieve. So think about this as a doctor consultation, right? It's like you have something that you want to fix, or at least you want to um, not that you have a problem, but at least you have a goal in mind that you want to achieve. Then you come here and we look at the fundamentals, like the foundations of your financials. Sometimes like people come here, they don't even have a very healthy cash flow. So we help them, teach them how to really make sure that the cash flow is very healthy, because even for business owners, they have a lot of money coming in but they also have a lot of expenses. So if you don't even have a positive cash flow, how are you going to do anything with your life? So you come here, we will figure out the fundamentals and know that where you are heading to, and where are you in your current net worth or circumstances, and we figure out a way to bridge the gap, like, to help you to achieve the goals you want to have.
Hmm.
So you need to come in with a good mindset, right? A mindset that you want to have some changes, positive changes in your life, and also like that's a specific goal that you want us to help you with.
Okay, yeah, that makes
And then we go through the consultation to help you to work out the finances, because it's not just, oh, I want to have this, but how are we going to start with, right? So sometimes you can't just achieve your goal, and we all know, right? We all have goals in life, and we probably cannot achieve the goals immediately. Depends on your current financial status and cash flow and everything. So the current resources that I have, then we do a map for you how you can achieve that gradually. So financial planning or wealth management is not about just selling a product, or like, oh, you come here and we get it done and that's it. It's actually a life journey that we need to walk through this client, right? So because there are 5 major parts of wealth management, essentially. Like we start with like wealth protection, make sure that you can at least, that's a risk that is already covered, right? That's no downside risk, right? You won't lose money. Basically, it means like in any circumstances you won't lose money, right? Then wealth accumulation, to make sure that okay, you can accumulate the various amount for either retirement, kids education, or certain holidays forever, like every year there's a holiday, or something, right? So that's wealth maintenance, to make sure that you can maintain that kind of lifestyle that you can have, and enhancement, right? So means that you are not affected by any of the tax implications, or if you buy things overseas, that won't be extra tax that be on you. And also wealth distribution, because you have a lot of money already, so how do you make sure that the family members don't quarrel with each other, and your money can be preserved and also distributed to the right beneficiaries at the right time. So those are different life stages. I mean, the journey at different life stages that we need to plan for clients. It's not just it's buying a product and that's it. It's a relationship, a long-term relationship we need to be committed to.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So when you say like that this is like this journey, so like if I would be now like a client, for example, can you walk me through like the process? Like how would a consultation with you like work?
So when clients, they usually, a lot of my clients are referred by my clients or friends, and people who, or simply people who have like read my articles, or watch my TEDx. So there were a lot of people who actually contacted me on LinkedIn just right after they watched my TEDx talk. So they would contact me and tell me like what exactly they want to do with their finances or start this relationship. Then we will have an initial meeting to gauge, right? So where are they now and what they want to achieve? Is it something that I can help of? And also very importantly, I walk them through my financial planning process and my how I like to work with clients, and to see whether there's a value alignment, because sometimes there are a lot of clients have a lot of preferences. We also have a lot of preferences for the working schedule and how we communicate with clients, because I want total transparency between me and the clients, so that it's more sustainable in the future. So I'll make sure that all those things, I will share those values that I have and how I work, and see whether they are okay, they prefer the way that I work, and then we see whether there's a future for the business relationship. Right.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So you spoke also about like the relationship with your clients and so on. So how does it look like? How often do you meet? Like, what kind of like relationship do you maintain with your clients?
So it really depends on the clients. Sometimes clients come here to solve one problem. So it's like how doctors solve the patient's problem. So after we solve the problem, I say, okay, so you are good to go, unless your this problem has been solved for now. So unless the situation changes, because our family dynamics change, our family nucleus sometimes also change, or they have a difference, or they have an increase or decrease in the cash flow or income, then they can always consult me again for to fix a new problem or to update me on the changes. So it's like how doctors solve the patient's problem. So before we close for that session, we will set, for example, a review date for the next consultation. Or if you, it's really entirely up to clients. Some clients, they don't like you to follow up closely. They will say, okay, when I have let's do a 1 year review, or let's do a review for in 1 year's time or 2 years time, and sometimes even 5 years time, right? So they will set the timeline, then we will just schedule the next meeting. But or they can have like ad hoc requests as well, like say, oh, Sissi, I have this, I just got my bonus, I don't know what to do with it, or I just moved house, do you think or I'm moving overseas, do you think there's anything that I need to take care of? So they would contact me. So you don't see doctors always calling patients. It's the patients who always come and talk to doctors about that the problems or that new goals, right, they want to achieve. So we are financial doctors, so we do expect that clients will have this communication, right? So a lot of my clients, they would just tell me like what's going on with their life. They will update me when they can. So I usually reply messages very fast. I usually do. So because I have the tendency of like trying to clear things before I sleep and all that. So I try to reply very fast, but then I think the communication is mutual, is both ways. So it's not like always like advisor coming to update clients. I think clients also need to update advisors, and there's a lot of also noise in the market because everybody say different things. And once we establish this business relationship, I do expect that both parties to be very transparent. So if clients hear different things, always clarify with me, because whatever I recommend, that is a basis for recommendation. And I can always walk through client again with the basis of a recommendation and why I would say I would recommend the things the way I do. So then it's always clear and transparent on both sides.
Okay. We know that you're also part of one of the largest financial advisories like here in Singapore. Can you maybe tell us a bit more about like the organization and how it works?
Yeah. So I work for the largest independent financial advisory firm in Singapore, and we're largest not because of the number of consultants. In fact, we only have 400 plus consultants, but we are largest in terms of product providers. So we work with 16 banks, 17 life insurers, 34 general insurers, 5 major investment platforms for public markets, such as bonds, equities, unit trusts, which is mutual funds, right? And also we have private market. So we deal with early stage investments like VCs, PEs, even angels. With different platforms. And we also have 9 estate planning companies like will and trust companies. So over here we do provide a one-stop financial services for most of the clients.
Okay, interesting. And like, how do you keep yourself up in like this fast-paced environment? Because you said there's a lot of noise out there, and to ensure like that you have the highest quality always.
One way is, I mean, as you can see from the number of certificates I have, like I do update my knowledge, and so for example, each of the certificate or membership that I got, right, they require us to have the minimum number of CPD hours. So I just got audited by the STEP Society, so Society of Trust and Estate Planning, which is a very recognized society organization in the world. So they would audit us like for the number of CPD hours that we have clocked every year, and also to to upgrade our skills, to make sure that our knowledge is still relevant, and also other organizations like WMI. So all those certificates, they will require us to have a number of hours that we need to upgrade ourselves and learn new things. And also personally, I like to surround myself with people who are even better or have certain expertise that I don't have, so that I can always learn from them. And even my clients, because a lot of my clients, they're family office owners themselves, and they would even tell me things like, how they set up their empire in their respective countries, and how they, see the market coming, and they will give me certain first-hand information as well. And I learn along the way. We will also talk about, how do we evaluate business, and how do we appraise and do appraisals and all that. So all those things, I are the things that I always keep myself updated to, and also through conversations with people, and also like people who are even better than me, I get a lot more information and knowledge for those. Yeah, so I think one thing for us is that we need to make sure that we are always ahead of ourselves, so we can, we always upgrade and continue to learn and do better than ourselves, like in the previous years. I think that's very important, so that we can always, be ahead of a lot of clients as well. Yeah, so that we can teach them.
No, that makes a
guide
lot
them.
of sense. Then like what is your kind of investment philosophy? Because you already talked a bit about like the relationships that you're having like with your clients and so on. So like how is your investment philosophy?
I think I'm a value investor. I mean, to see, if you know about my background, you know that I'm a strong believer of Warren Buffett's way of investing, and that's for financial investing. But how I view relationship and investment and relationship, how I view a person versus how I view a company is essentially the same, right? So how do you judge that whether a company is a good investment? You look at the business model, how this business model actually can work, and who are the competitors, and also what are the financials, right? It's like if this company has a lot of money, and there's no debt at all, then when they have more investments, more money, what they will do is they will improve themselves. They will do R&Ds, they will do a lot more investment to expand, rather than just paying off the debt. And as a personal as a person is the same, right? So you see yourself as a company. If you have a lot of money, if you have a lot of debt, then you're not a good investment, because then you will have to repay the debt. But if you don't have debt, you have a lot of cash flows, you can invest more in your own knowledge, which is the R&D, and also you can do a lot more to expand yourself and do better at work. So it's the same thing. And also, very importantly, how you view a good business is like the management. 90% of the time, a business fails because of the management. Even if it's a very good, it's a perfect business model, it's a perfect track that people are on, but there's no good management, there's no good people, it's not going to work. So the person's value is also very important. How you do things, are you responsible enough? Like, are you do you do the things that you say you're going to do? It's also very important. So all the relationship, or I see them as investments as well. So whatever I do, right, I see them as that's interlinked. And the relationship that I invest in, the people I invest in, are the good people who I think we can mutually benefit from the relationship. I think it's a good relationship, be it a client advisor relationship, or friendship, or anything.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. You also mentioned before about like navigating through all the noise and so on. Like, how do you differentiate a good advisor from a bad one?
I think number one, a good advisor will continue to upgrade themselves. And the reason why people would want to even upgrade themselves, I think, is because they're truly passionate about their work, right? So if it's a very simple way, if you see that someone actually works for money, I mean, money is very important. We'll agree on that. But I think passion is also very important. So, but okay, coming back to why are we passionate about something, right? Is number one, we like the subject. Number two, we can do well in the subject, correct or not? It's like why we like mathematics when we were younger is because we can do well easily, and we get praise for that, or so that's always a relationship. That's a causal link between why we like certain things, but that's okay. So if this person is very passionate about this subject and he or she continues to do well and to upgrade himself for that, not because of money, I think it's a very important indicator. Yeah, but money is a byproduct. If you are very passionate, you can do it very well, definitely you get money because you will get clients, people will like you, right? So it's there's no question about that. Then number two is that you see that this person is ethical. I think yes, we want to solve problems for clients, but we also know the legal grounds, right? So because we need to take care of all the risks we might have. So we need to make sure that we do the right things, and we know the legal implications about a lot of things. And that helps with how we fight for clients in the future as well. Because sometimes you talk about a lot of things like you say we can solve problems for clients, but how, right? We need to know the black and whites and also the legal terms for different things so that we can fight for the rights for the clients. It's not just, oh, I can do it, but I don't know how, right? So that's another thing that we need to be able to study. Actually, to me, to study, to write, to speak well, I think those are very good qualities for good advisors as well, because you need to be able to cut down so it's like I feel the true masters, they will not complicate things. So if you meet the advisor and who say things that confuses you, probably is because they cannot convince and they confuse. So I think a true master would be able to break down the very complex concept and make it very simple for people to understand. So that's another indicator of advisor. And I think a good advisor would not give rebates, because it's a lot of times people do business using different methods, right? People like drinks with clients. I'm not saying it's not good, it's just that people acquire clients for different reasons. But you think about that, like, would you trust someone who always do things like for example, giving rebates to get certain business? So if this person does not earn well and always only get clients by giving certain monetary rebates, which is not ethical, then it means that this person cannot survive well in the industry, because they're not earning enough and they can only give rebates to get business and not good advice. Because don't you agree that good advice worth money? Because when you receive a good money, it's not just a few thousands that you're receiving from the rebates. You're actually getting a lot more. You could potentially earn a few millions of good advice. So I think we need to also think long term and to discern like whether I want to work with this client, this advisor forever. And likewise, right, advisors also need to be choosy, because they want to see that whether this client is someone that they want to maintain a long-term relationship. Because especially in our line, right, once we onboard the client, we cannot divorce the client. So we need to see that whether this relationship is a relationship that can grow and not draining our energy always. Yeah, so I think having a positive relationship is always very important for both ways. Yeah, both advisors and clients. Yeah.
Is there any question that I forgot to ask that you have in mind, like that I should have maybe asked?
I think you have probably asked most of the questions. I can't think of.
Okay. No, I mean, if nothing's on your mind, that's completely fine. Like maybe just like asking, like maybe I forgot something, but okay, cool. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for like all the insights. I hope it was also valuable to our viewers.
Yeah, I hope it's beneficial to the audience as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
See you next time.
Yes, see you next time. Bye bye.